Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the 2006 Classics Deluxe Starscream figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look at the accessories that come with him, how they work and how you can utilise them in both modes. We'll also do some comparisons with him with his Generation 1 self and some other Starscreams from other toy lines. And as I'm lucky enough to have one in the packaging, we can have a look at that as well. So then, let's get started. Here he is, 2006, and as I've already just said, from the Classics toy line. So the Classics toy line in 2006 was pretty much what started off the Generations toy line as we now know it. After Classics, there came Universe. In Japan, there was Henkei, and of course, we now know them as Generations. And for those of you who are unaware or didn't realise and put it together, that's the abbreviation of CHUG. Classics, Henkei, Universe and Generations. And I'm saying that because I guess that I get asked that quite a lot on my Instagram channel. You can see the brilliant part about this Classics figures is they've got rub signs and they still work brilliantly. If you wondered about my Instagram, it's toys_rus. Let's have a look at this figure then. So again, big improvements on the Generation 1 mold. We've got a much better head sculpt. It doesn't twist or turn, unfortunately. One thing that I have noticed about this figure, and I suppose it depends on the collector and how they display it, is see the nose cone at the back. Some people have it like that, just resting up, and then some other people I've seen rest it over the top there. I think it looks good either way, to be honest. I suppose it's just personal preference. So, as I've mentioned, these were basically upgraded figures from Generation 1, but they're still 15 years old already. Articulation-wise, the shoulder will twist all the way up. You've got a bit of movement out, but that is mainly only for transformation purposes. The same with your wrist. If you want to say that's wrist articulation, it's just mainly for transformation. You can move the bicep or the elbow joint, as you can see. We don't have a waist, but we do have the hip swivel. We do now have a knee tilt, which is brilliant. And I suppose, again, you can say you've got a bit of an ankle tilt, but it is mainly only for transformation purposes. It's just a great bot. It's a brilliant, brilliant update. What I really like about this is the fact that you can if you want to, but you don't really need to. You can detach the wings. See, they come off there. So it actually means that you can transform this and not lose any of his accessories apart from these which come here. And what I'm referring to that is with the Generation 1 figure, you could take the wings off, you could take the tail fins off, you could take the rudders, you could take it all off. So of course, much more susceptible to losing more pieces. We've got some lovely translucent plastic there, and the colour scheme is really good. I do really like it, but funnily enough, I've got the Henkei version I'm going to be showing you in a second, which I think looks even better. Right, let's have a quick look at his alternate mode then. So the alternate mode is an F-15 Eagle, but funnily enough, and I didn't know this, it's only because I read it, that the nose cone is actually an F-14 Tomcat, and I wouldn't have known that, but I'm going to tell you guys that instead. There we go. So this is the alternate mode. It's again, it's lovely, isn't it? It's a Seeker jet. We all love it. So for transformation purposes, I'm not doing it on camera to keep the length of the video down, and because these can be quite prone and susceptible to breaking because they are really, really robust. I will show you though that you can twist that out, and there's a little dowel hole there and a little dowel just to click it back in once you've twisted it round to be his legs. Same with them. So yeah, I just don't really want to damage them. Also, the legs just pull out, and then this whole front bit folds off, and then you can of course bring his head out of there. But there's the jet mode. Right, let's look at him with his accessories, because of course that's what makes a big difference. Now these actually do now fire, unlike the Generation 1 originals, or didn't really fire very far due to safety reasons. So that's why these are allowed to fire, purely because the size of the missiles is so huge. They were now allowed to have these with a bit of venom to actually fire like so. So of course we've got the two, they're known as null rays, and when he's in the alternate mode, we're just going to pop them underneath on the back of the wings here. And of course, I think this just makes it look so much better. there you go. They do look a little bit over the top. They do look a bit big, but you know, if it's going to pass safety standards and you're going to be able to get some fire and missiles, then so be it. Okay, so let's have a look at the accessories in the robot mode. Now you've got two choices. You can put them again on the shoulders, which is very, very classic G1 Starscream, and you know, it does enable him to do them oh so classic poses with his arm out and pointing, but it does restrict a little bit of the movement. It will knock the wings back, which isn't too bad. But if you wanted to as well, in fact, let's put them both in first so we can look at it classically. And then again, if you really wanted to, like I do with my Fall of Cybertron one, you could put them in his hands as well. So you've got two choices of how you wanted to display him. So it's entirely up to you. To be honest, I think we've got to go with that for now, even though it does look really over the top. So yeah, so this guy came out in 2006, and then he was later reissued, same mold, but by Henkei. And what they do is they tend to do different paint jobs. The Japanese, they tend to, I suppose, upgrade it would be the best way of putting it. So you've now got, again, a much more G1-esque figure. They've changed, yeah, basically all of the paintwork. I think this one looks really good as well, to be fair. I think they both look very, very good. They are really good. Oh, updates of this classic figure right here. Of course, in my eyes, and I am biased, you still can't beat the original. But you can see what I mean by about all the pieces that used to come with him. So you could take these off, take these off. You had different null rays and missiles. There was so much going on. And unfortunately, it was susceptible to losing pieces. Let me just move him down here. And I suppose that's the bit I was on about there, about the nose cone. You can see on the back. Definitely don't do this with Starscream anyway. He was never, ever a cone head. But you've got the choice. In fact, here we go. We can put that one down there. And then we can put that one up there. So you can make your own mind up which one looks better out of the two. I'm just going to move this one out of the way, because what I'm going to do now is a couple of other comparisons. So this, funnily enough, is the Fall of Cybertron Starscream I mentioned. With, funny enough, that's the Japanese, it's the Takara version, so it's got the metallic paint job. This one looks far more futuristic, but again, it is based on a Cybertronian mode. And again, this guy is the latest, well, one of the latest versions of him. This is from Siege. And again, you can just see how they are managing ever so slightly to improve the mold as they go along. And he's just a great character, isn't he? Everybody loves Starscream, even if they hate him. They, you know, it's because they love to hate him. Just a great figure. And I just wanted the opportunity to show you this guy, because even though there are updated like this versions, and he's been updated constantly through the years, and definitely obviously since I've been collecting, and of course there's far more versions of this other than the ones that I'm just showing you. This is just a select few of them, and I think, let's be honest, he's going to continue to be made better and then re-released. Let's have a look at the packaging then. So this is the fold-up bit at the front that I referred to. Some of the figures that didn't have this, that have been KO'd, funnily enough. Mirage is one, unfortunately. If you've got a Mirage figure in one of these boxes and it doesn't have the fold-up front, then unfortunately that is a KO. I found that out myself, unfortunately, as well. I was duped years and years back. So there he is in the box, and then on the back we've got the picture. And funny enough, the artwork on here looks more like the Henkei version, even though this was 2 years before. And just for anybody who wants to read it, it's only just saying you've got 2 launching missiles and a flip down landing gear. Oh, flip down landing gear. Let's have a look for where that is, because I don't think I've done that myself. Ah, there it is. I didn't do it. It'll be under the nose. So you can see there it is. I'll have a go at getting that out another time. But there you go. I've just learned something as well. I'm going to spin it around so we can see that there. And I'm going to now call time on this video. So I hope you found it interesting. I hope it helped you with the decision if you wanted to get one, because I know a lot of collectors out there, a little bit like myself, like to sort of collect certain figures. And maybe if you're missing this particular Starscream, he's worth hunting down. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.